Hi everybody, welcome to the Anatomy and Physiology video on safety that I'm making specifically for my classroom. Remember that your quiz will be on Friday. And let's go ahead and walk through together. So you and your partner will have your own lab station, okay? The lab station we're going to look at is number 10. So this whole side of this lab table is your station. You and your partner, sometimes 3 of you, to a lab station. So number 10, and you can see the tray that you'll use are along the side walls, number 10. All right, so the beginning, starting from the top, if we're working on a small specimen that we don't finish with, we need to finish it the next day. The specimen will be stored in your specific drawer. So you can see that 3rd and 4th period would store their specimen here. You just put them in a little Ziploc bag and keep them overnight, and we'll finish the next day. Let's take a look at the PPE. The personal protective equipment. You will be required to wear your PPE during each dissection. Now the PPE, the personal protective equipment, are 3 things: the apron, the goggle, and the gloves. All right, so 3 things for the PPE: apron, goggle, and gloves. So the aprons are in this first drawer, and you can see the number 3. That means that there needs to be 3 aprons in this drawer. These are just for you, okay? Don't share with your other team members over there, okay? They have their own stuff. If they're short something, they're gonna tell me. You keep your stuff only on your side. The goggles, you can see that there's gonna be 3 goggles in your specific drawer, and they need to stay in that drawer, okay? You don't share those with anybody. Gloves, I'll have those on a separate location. So you can see the goggles are in there. And then finally, the utensils, you can see the utensils, you just have 2 scissors, 1 scalpel, 2 tweezers, and 2 probes. And let's take a look at our utensils. So be really safe with your utensils. If you do cut yourself, let me know immediately so that I can get you some help and get you to the nurse. Nothing unusual that we use in this classroom, pretty typical. We do really well with just these things, okay? So scissors, the scalpel, the tweezers, and the probe. I'll probably get you a smaller ruler, but the ruler is in your drawer. There it is right there. And there's also rulers on your lab table. Okie doke. And let me show you real quick our larger specimen that we talked about yesterday. The cats. So the cats are going to go in your bottom drawer. We're going to tuck those away nicely every time we're finished with them, but they will last us all year. When you're done with the lab, you need to make sure you do a proper cleanup. The cleanup will help keep down the odor in my classroom, so please follow these simple rules. First of all, the tray. Wipe off the tray, use a towel, wipe off the tray to get the bigger chunks of specimen out of the tray and into the trash can, because I don't want big chunks of specimen in my sinks. They clog up super easy, okay? The second thing, make sure you wipe off the lab table. Soap and water will help cut down the smell also. Please dry. Now the utensils, very, very important that you wash and dry every one that you used. And do dry it because it does cut down on the staining of our utensils. So 3 things for cleanup: table, utensils, and tray. Now the next thing is when you are done with your gloves and paper towels, the gloves and paper towels are only going to go in the trash cans. So regular trash cans, okay? There's always one in the back of the room, and there is always one somewhere in the front of the room. Alrighty? But what about the specimens? So the specimens, what you're going to do is you're going to put the specimen in a Ziploc baggie. You're going to zip the Ziploc baggie. You're going to say, "Hey Compton, it's going in the disposable can," because we've already talked about issues I've had in the past. So do signal me, letting me know that you're getting ready to toss it. And in the front of the room, they're not here now, but you're going to have some biohazard containers. So they're going to be right next to Carlos Slim. We'll have about 2 disposable biohazard containers. That's where you're going to place your specimens when you're done. Ziplocked to cut down on the odor from my classroom. And then finally, your lab reports, just like we saw earlier, everything will get turned in, excuse the mess, in your little tray right here. Sometimes I do group reports, sometimes I do individual reports, so do just be aware of what's expected of you. So that concludes the safety video specifically for my anatomy and physiology class. We'll watch this video very soon, and we'll have a quiz over the information very soon too. Thanks, you guys. See you soon.